Yeah, welcome back to DXB Today. I hope you're enjoying the show thus far. Big focus on all things cars, but also the impact that women are having on the automotive industry here in a number of different guises, be that members clubs or, of course, to garages. When your car needs repair, most of us will just head off down to your local garage, drop it off at the garage, hoping that it's in good hands. You know, you build a bit of trust. But when there aren't many garages that are owned by women, where do you go? Well, we've found one right here in Dubai. Please welcome Raquel Warner, the co-founder, I should say, of Cool Runnings Garage, the coolest name in town, the coolest garage owner in town. Lane's really excited about this one, but we're not going to allow him to ask a single question throughout. We're really going to frustrate him. Raquel, really appreciate your time. Thanks so much indeed for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
So the first female-owned garage, repair garage here in Dubai.
I'd say Jamaican female.
We'll go with Jamaican female. You got that one. You nailed that one.
Nailed that
away.
one, yeah.
Okay.
No question.
One of a few female-owned, that's for sure. Why the need to set it up?
I wanted to redefine, like Hanan mentioned in her segment, there's a huge amount of distrust between clients and their mechanics. And there's some research that was done by Consumer Affairs which said 78% of people do not trust their mechanics. But it's being caught in this bad romance where you want to leave, but you're not sure if you want to leave. Yeah. So we went into that business to redefine the industry, to return trust, to return truth, and also to create a space for females to feel comfortable. So when they know they're going to a female-owned garage, they have that assurance that we're not going to try to upsell them. We're not going to try to, tell them they need a laundry list of things on their car when perhaps it's just a battery in the key fob that needs to be changed.
It's so, I mean, 50% of cars or thereabouts are owned by women here, driven by women, etc. The last thing you need is mansplaining, isn't it, when you get to the garage, etc. So you're taking that completely away.
Totally redefining the sector, totally.
Incredible. Now, Raquel, I need to talk about the name. We need to know and understand. There's a strong bit of national pride I can see.
That's right.
How did it?
Cool Runnings, if anybody has any bit of knowledge of history, the first Jamaican bobsled team went to Calgary in 1988. And the movie about that team was called Cool Runnings. And so what I have tried to do is to infuse that same ethos of alone you can't do it, but together you can do anything. Out of many, one. Yeah. Right? And so that's the ethos that we've infused in our staff. And we have this culture of people first. And so whether it's our customers, whether it's our workers, we try to build that relationship. And that's where trust comes from. So the name Cool Runnings is actually just hearkening back to my island home, which I love very much, and just bringing a little bit of that, culture into Dubai.
But do you make all the mechanics wear full body lycras and helmets as well? No.
We do have a picture of a bobsled in the office, but...
Yeah, I want to know when did you know that I need to start a garage in Dubai? That moment when you thought, this is it, I have to do it.
Some people say COVID was a bad thing. For me, it was not a bad thing because the garage idea came out of COVID. And so in October 2021, we were approached by my former mechanic to say, would we invest in a garage with him? Long and short of it is, we agreed. From a research background, because my other life is as an academic, I'm a university professor. So I did the research. I saw that the used car market in the UAE was a trending sector. And that growth was phenomenal. I mean, I think it's 10.38% CAGR in 2024. So when I saw that as a prediction, I thought, you know what? This is not a bad idea. So I'm going to take the leap of faith. And at the time, my 2 kids were leaving home for university. So what better time to prevent empty nesting distress than to start a garage? So my husband still thinks I'm crazy, but here we are.
I love it.
It was the best decision ever.
I wanted to ask you as well, maybe what are some of the challenges that you face as a female entrepreneur in the auto repair industry?
I think the biggest challenge is finding the right talent. Often you interview people and the way they show up in an interview is not the way they actually work.
Yeah.
And many people, they come in and they see a female as the owner of this garage and they think, oh, she doesn't know very much. And so they think they can perhaps pull the wool over my eyes with that. But I have a really, really good support team who, they're the technical mind. I'm the kind of people-facing kind of mind. So together we're able to overcome that challenge of finding just the right talent. Because the thing that we promise our customers is excellence. And I often say, Cool Runnings is where precision meets passion. And so the work that we do is top-notch. And most of our customers, if you read our reviews online, everybody is absolutely satisfied. And so that's because we have the right talent.
Hanan was mentioning earlier, you know, the reason the gazelles came was an element of frustration as well, and going, you know, why isn't there a platform like this? I can sense that element of frustration as well in your voice. But both of you have put your money where your mouth is. You've set up these organisations. Given that there are sort of seismic shifts in the automotive industry at the moment, but still that need for trust when it comes to your repair garage, etc. Do you hope to sort of inspire more females to get into sort of the technical side of things? Would it be nice to find more female automotive technicians?
For sure. I think that would, for me anyway, I think it would continue that shift that we've tried to create, because still it's a male-dominated kind of a career path, and so there are very few females who are included in that sector. So for Cool Runnings, I mean, I heard of one female mechanic from Sudan and we wanted to interview her, but she got a job somewhere else doing something else. So, but yeah, in encouraging more women to get into the technical side of automotive repairs would be a step in the right direction, I think.
Yeah. Well, if Lane starts asking you if he can put his patties into the garage and things like that, all right? Just be careful, okay? Okay?
Oh, amazing, amazing. But one quick thing. How is the relationship with your husband and stuff? Is his background mechanics?
Actually, he's an aviation engineer, so he's an airline pilot.
Oh, right.
So his background is in engineering, but soft engineering, I'd call it. And he has been really very supportive. I guess there's a point where you can't say no to your wife, so he just supported me all the way and still continues to.
Where's the garage?
It's in Alcoz 3.
All right.
Perfect.
There's a few garages down there, aren't there?
In the compound where our garage sits, there are 6 other garages. And again, this is very interesting because when we went in, we were like, this is really competitive. How are we going to define ourselves? But I didn't worry too much about that. And the first time I sent business to another garage down the road, the owner came to me and he said, I had to come to meet you. And I'm like, why? He said, why did you send me business? I said, well, we're at capacity. And I know that you're just on the road. So why not?
That's amazing.
So for him, that was the first time something like this ever happened. And that just, I think it's our village mentality. You just help each other. There is enough to go around, and so that's what we do.
You might help him. He's never helped us once. You know.
He hasn't given you any patties.
No patties, no.
Let's come to the thing. I'll bring some mangoes and thing. Huh?
Definitely. Well, Raquel, thank you so much for joining us on today's show.
It was my pleasure. Thank you for having me.